So you would be on board with the bump stock?
Of course.
Bump stocks,
Oh, I've voted
high capacity mags.
I've voted for most of those things before.
So for a ban?
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell them, because she does support a semi-automatic firearm ban. Because I want to say something I shouldn't say.
I think a semi-automatic rifle ban.
Okay.
Is more so what she would support.
So here's the real question.
Yeah.
Claire holds off on impeachment to get the moderates. What do we tell the moderates after we drop the impeachment hammer afterwards? To get over it?
It was a national security question. That information was confidential, and she did her duty by not revealing the information until afterwards.
And also get over it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Get over it. That president sucked. Let's move on.
Because of how he's a very liberal candidate, and kind of Claire distancing herself from the party is going to help her win more votes than it will. Saying oh, here's Obama, the former president of the United States, to now speak on my behalf, which is unfortunate because I love Obama to pieces, and I'd love to see him come here.
And they essentially have the same views on everything.
Yeah.
People just don't know that.
Well, if we elect enough Democrats, we'll get some gun safety stuff done.
We have a disturbing new undercover video, very revealing. Veritas.
There was somebody who came in sort of posing as a senior volunteer and basically got these young people talking in that fashion.
Hey, this is James O'Keefe for Outside the Partisan Campaign. Would you like to see yourself on video?
In Missouri, incumbent Democrat Senator Claire McCaskill is vying to keep her seat in the typically Republican-leaning state.
I've got a large body of work that is bipartisan, that does accomplish things that matter for Missouri families. I'm one of the few senators left that's not afraid to call myself a moderate.
Yeah, I think it's like a tactic that's to not make them too far left to try to get the moderate voters.
But we're still going to support abortion, right?
Yes, yeah, 100%.
Bump stocks, high capacity mags.
I've voted for most of those things before.
So for a ban?
Oh, yeah.
Great. It's like we have to lie to get elected.
Essentially.
Welcome to Claire McCaskill's Senate campaign headquarters. Project Veritas action version, of course. We take you to the Senate race in Missouri. Senator Claire McCaskill claims to be independent and bipartisan, but on an array of issues, particularly guns, she is anything but. Now, we caught Senator McCaskill behind closed doors talking to someone that she thought worked for her. And let me tell you something about Senator Claire McCaskill of Missouri. The things that you're about to hear her and her staffers say are not the types of things they would ever say publicly while on the campaign trail.
Well, if we elect enough Democrats, we'll get some gun safety stuff done. They won't let us vote on it. We've got 60 votes for a number of measures that would help with gun safety, but McConnell won't let them come to the floor.
Well, like bump stocks and ARs and high capacity mags.
All of that.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. The NRA will be all in for my opponent. So another good reason for everybody to suit up and work hard, because they are going to be all in for him. They'll spend millions of dollars on his race. They always spent millions of dollars against me. But if we have the kind of year I think we might have, I think we could actually be in a position that we could get votes on this stuff on the floor, and we'd get 60. McConnell knows it. He just doesn't want to put it on the floor because then it goes to the House and then it's awkward because all those House members are total NRA folks.
So you would be on board with the bump stocks?
Of course.
Bump stocks,
Oh, I've voted
high capacity mags.
I've voted for most of those things before.
So for a ban?
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Our journalist got clarification from McCaskill campaign field organizer Carson Pope on what should be said to progressive voters.
It's like I'm telling you, there's something going on. Because I got the same argument from this guy. She doesn't support a ban on semi-automatic firearms. And I'm like, I'm right, right? She does.
You heard her say that, in your conversation with her.
Right.
2 months ago, right? Yeah.
I can tell them, because she does support a semi-automatic firearm ban. Because I want to say something I shouldn't say.
I think a semi-automatic rifle ban.
Okay.
That's more so what she would support.
Senator McCaskill knew she had a friendly audience. There is none of this kind of talk when she is out on the campaign trail. And on her website, there is not a single reference to her obviously strong position on such a key issue for Missouri voters. Her staffers explained why.
I wish she would talk a little bit more about guns, dude.
Yeah.
Because I asked her while she was here, and she told me she supports an AR ban, and bump stock ban, and a high-capacity magazine ban. But I don't ever hear her say it.
Because she has a bunch of Republican voters.
Yeah. We don't want them to...
They're not going to look into her. Like, they're just not.
Ed, there's a theme with these red state Democrats. They can't be completely transparent. We've seen it in Tennessee with our release last week. Why does Senator McCaskill feel the need not to be transparent about what she's actually going to do when she's elected in Missouri?
Well, with Senator McCaskill's been in office so long, there's actually an interesting pattern. When a decade ago, she would go outstate in Missouri and say to farmers, hey, I'm for the Second Amendment, I'm for you guys. Then she'd come back in the city and she'd pander to the liberals in the city. What happened over time in a state like Missouri is our outstate guys and families started getting more conservative, and suddenly a lot of the collar counties that voted for Bill Clinton are voting for Trump. So now she's got to hide who she's for to a bigger set of people, and it really has gotten complicated. I think she's being smoked out now because people are seeing the difference. You can't get away from saying one thing in Sedalia and saying another thing in St. Louis.
But she doesn't openly go out and support groups like Moms Demand Action or just other groups that are related to that, because that could hurt her ability to get elected, because people see that and they're just well, I don't want to support her even though they stand for the same policies.
Right.
So she's worked out stuff with Moms Demand Action to make sure that she can support their goals without supporting the organization openly. And Moms Demand Action does the exact same thing. A lot of our volunteers are actually from there. She's really good about strategy and making sure that she has a goal and can get there.
That's right. Mills tells our journalist how Senator McCaskill cannot openly support anti-gun groups for fear of hurting her chances to get reelected. Others on the staff agreed.
I just know we need to start with the assault rifles and stuff, and then we can move on handguns. Once we get there, it's just they give us an inch, we take a million miles.
Yeah.
I mean, because they would do the same to us.
That's very true.
So it's just fuck your Second Amendment. People are dying.
I know, I agree. I hope something changes after 2018 and 2020.
I was so happy when she said, oh yeah, I voted for those bans. We're going to do it. If we can get to the floor, we got 60. All we got to do is get it to the floor. Yeah. And I was like, that's cool. But then she had to go, and I didn't get a chance to say, hey, once we do that, we're going for handguns, right?
Yeah.
And, I didn't get a chance to ask her, but
yeah.
I mean, I think she's down for that.
I would say so, too.
Senator McCaskill is running for the Senate, but running away from the Democratic Party. If you go to her website, you might actually conclude that she is a Republican. The word Democrat is nowhere to be found.
Is Obama campaigning now?
Yeah. So Obama is campaigning for Democrats, yes, but Obama will not be coming to Missouri because of how polarizing a figure he is in Missouri. There's thoughts that Obama would do more harm here than he would do good for Claire.
I can tell you that Missouri has not just trended red, it's trended away from Obama's policies. A lot of people in St. Louis and Kansas City that are traditionally Democrat are not voting for Democrats because of Obama.
Why would she be ashamed of her support for Obama?
Well, the biggest reason is because Obama's policies on health care and on Second Amendment rights are so obvious to Missourians that she wants to try to hide from that. I mean, look, it's a loser in Missouri.
Nick Starost explained to our journalist how Senator McCaskill needs to distance herself from President Obama to legitimize her appeal to moderate voters.
Yeah, because because of how he's a very liberal candidate, and kind of Claire distancing herself from the party is going to help her win more votes than it will. Saying oh, here's Obama, the former president of the United States, to now speak on my behalf, which is unfortunate because I love Obama to pieces, and I'd love to see him come here.
And they essentially have the same views on everything.
Yeah.
People
just can't know that.
People just can't know that, Starost boasts. While McCaskill may pretend to be a middle-of-the-road incumbent, her staffers tell us the real story. Listen to how Starost and company discuss future plans of impeachment.
If he's impeached, America will become a free country.
Absolutely. That's the plan, man. Back to the golden ages. I shouldn't say it like that.
So, my mom is just attached to this idea that we're going to impeach Trump before the election, and that's just not going to happen.
No, I think you're right. I think we have to not let people know that that's the plan until.
Yeah. Because the Republican Party's going to be in an uproar about it.
Right.
And if we're not the party in power when it happens, then who knows what's going to happen to democracy?
This is Glenn Winfrey, another McCaskill campaign staffer. The way he details a plan for impeachment of President Trump is revealing.
So here's the real question.
Yeah.
Claire holds off on impeachment to get the moderates. What do we tell the moderates after we drop the impeachment hammer afterwards? To get over it?
It was a national security question. That information was confidential, and she did her duty by not revealing the information until afterwards.
And also get over it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Get over it. That president sucked. Let's move on.
Get over it, making it clear that Senator McCaskill and her campaign are putting on a front for the moderate voters in order to get elected. As our journalist pressed on, we discovered that McCaskill is receiving money from Democratic U.S. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
We get money from Chuck Schumer a lot, too.
Outwardly?
I think it's his PAC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Another one of those things where we get the money, but keeping on the DL.
Yeah. I truly don't understand how fundraising works.
Right.
I just take the money.
Claire McCaskill understands the threats to our border.
Those ads against McCaskill on immigration just aren't true. No senator is tougher on securing the border than Claire McCaskill.
I'm Claire McCaskill, and I approve this message.
If you saw this ad for Senator McCaskill, you might think she is a big wall supporter and very tough on immigration. Her staffers would tell you otherwise.
Yeah, so I want to just kind of address that. Claire is not in favor of opening the wall at all. She said that's a really stupid idea. She is in favor of is DACA. She's very for DACA, for DREAM Act. I heard her say that at a town hall last year. The only thing with that ad is she's endorsed by not the Border Patrol or the ICE or any of that. She's endorsed by the union that works.
Oh, yeah.
And that's literally only because she's good with unions.
She's really.
So she's also in favor of increasing border security in terms of technology, not a physical wall, but security kind of. So.
Wait, what commercial is it? I've seen the one where she was like, "It's just where it basically claims she wants to open borders."
No, it's not that. It's not that one. It's basically the counter to that one.
It's the counter to that one.
It was dropped by the border workers or the border
Patrol Union.
Border Patrol Union.
So I just
It was in favor.
In case y'all hear something about that, she's pro DACA. She's against the wall, but she's in favor of increasing technological security on the border.
Yeah, but if we have a person that kind of seems a little bit Trumpy, a little bit on the conservative side. I mean,
that's what the ad's aimed at.
Right.
It's just pissing off people like us who the ad is not aimed at.
Right. But what I'm saying is, if they ask, unless they specifically ask, is she voting for the wall, we should just let them think what they need to think.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
So like, if they think she's voting for the wall and they don't ask, then let them think that.
Right.
People just can't know that. Perhaps no other clip, no other quote can embody just how broken our politics, our system, our elections have become. That in order to get elected, you have to say things you don't believe in and conceal the things you do believe in. Now, at Project Veritas Action, we just want the politicians to come clean. We want them to come out and say it. Be transparent about it. Tell us how broken the system is. Tell us how things really work. If they did that, maybe they would get elected. But of course, they're not going to. So we're going to keep going from state to state, releasing these videos, showing people the nature of how things really are. Now, stay tuned. We've got more coming in other states. But first, we have more in Missouri.